My name is Kuta. I'm an engineering intern at Poba Medical. I am going back for my senior year at South Dakota State University in Brookings. I am part of the biomedical engineering program and mechanical engineering program there at SDSU. When I first started out to Arizona from South Dakota to start this internship, I thought I'd be doing a lot of engineering based, as my internship is an engineering intern. But once I got here, each day has been a little different. I've gotten a lot of experience all over the company, and I think that this being kind of in the early stages as a startup company, it gives me a lot more options to see how the company kind of ties together and how each position works together rather than just being stuck with engineers. You can definitely tell that it's a small company by how close all the employees are. You have the cleanroom people who, they're kind of their own little group because they're all with each other all day and not as much in the offices, but I go in there and they welcome me and they're like, I've been there all day. We'll joke around, help each other. If I ask where something is, they'll help me find it. And then it'll carry over to the offices too, where the engineers are, and I'll walk by and I'll say, hey, what's this for and where does it go? And someone will point me in the right direction. It kind of shows how much teamwork is valued here, because if everyone doesn't put an effort to make everything go right, then everything won't go right. And without the cleanroom guys, we wouldn't have a big chunk of our company, but without the engineers, we also wouldn't have a big chunk of our company. So they need to kind of help each other in that way. I think the best part about being an intern is I had to work with all of them, so I got to see how each person helps each other. And you don't want someone else to fail, because if they fail, you fail. I've gotten to see how the marketing side works. I've gotten to see how shipping and handling works, operators and all that. So while I am doing an engineering intern, I'd say I got a lot more than what I was coming in for, which was very nice. I'd say one of the bigger projects I did this summer was working with the epistaxis device. It was a lot of trial and error with the 3D printing and kind of the design of it. So me and our senior engineer, Bryce, worked together a lot on it, and he'd give me some suggestions on how to fix the shaft of the device or how to bond the balloon to the shaft and all that. Something that school didn't really prepare me for was you can do all the research and data and find what would work best, but then ultimately, if the customer doesn't like it, he'll make you change it. So we finally thought we got our final product and then showed it to him. And then he's like, oh, I want the tip a little pointier. So then you have to do 5 more trials until you get it the way you want it. And I thought that was pretty interesting, because it doesn't have to be the right way on the first try. You kind of just give a rough draft, see what they like, have them make their changes, and then do it again and again. And that's okay, because ultimately you want the perfect product for them and what they're looking for. I've always been interested in the medical field and being a biomedical engineer and making medical devices, but I think after this internship, I kind of want to do more, not just the engineering. I like the idea of doing more than just the engineering. Something I recommend for future interns of POBA would be keep an open mind and don't just close yourself off to just engineering or just the mechanical and biomedical parts of it. Definitely take into account your other classes, and just know that you're not going to be using just your engineering courses. Like, statics is a very important course that I learned, but ultimately I needed more of my heat transfer and stuff like that. And I also wouldn't get too hung up on making sure you know everything, because like I said before, everyone's willing to help, and there's always resources to find what you're looking for. You don't need to memorize everything, and you don't need to have the pressure of knowing if you're doing it correctly, because if you're not doing it correctly, someone will correct you. Having to leave this internship and going back for my senior year is going to be difficult for me, because now that I had a taste of what kind of the real world is like, I'd say I don't really want to go back into a classroom. I feel like I learn a lot more being hands-on and seeing how everything kind of goes together to make a successful company.